Hey, what's up everybody? Luke here, Mobility RX. Exercise of the day or stretch of the day today. I'm going to talk about the piriformis muscle. Piriformis muscle is right up into the, it's one of the external rotators. If you look at the hips, it helps perform that. But the piriformis is what you hear a lot. Piriformis syndrome, because of the sciatic nerve. Sometimes it will split the piriformis, but sometimes it will run, depending on where it's at, it will run right up underneath the piriformis, but some people have it to where it splits the muscle right down in the middle of it. So they're more prone to it than the ones that are probably right down against the femur itself. But just wanted to briefly go over it. You don't want to, like anything, man, overly stretching is like overly doing squats. If I said to you, I want you to do 1,000 squats a day with 500 pounds on your back, you'd probably say, no way, you wouldn't be able to keep up with it. So stretching, be aware of that. You want to stretch them, and you can stretch them every day, but don't get too caught up in the stretching, because if you, if you're not releasing that tissue with some type of agitation, you're really not doing much. You're just pulling. It would be like pulling on a leather strap rather than pulling on an elastic band. So you want to release the tissue a little bit before you get in there, and then also check with your provider. Make sure you don't have sciatica in the first place, and if you do, this is actually a good stretch for you. There's several stretches for the piriformis, but the grammalis is also in there, in the external rotator, and that grammalis needs to be released as well. That actually can be strapped down against the femur too. So, not to get off on anatomy 101 here, but an easy one that you can do and perform at your house. You don't have to get on the floor. If you have your bed or whatever, you can just do it off the bed or couch or whatever. I'm going to show you from the table here behind me how to stretch the piriformis, but again, do it in gradual increments. You can go up to 20 minutes on any stretch, but you want to make sure that, like I said, you're progressing in that manner. You don't want to just jump into 20 minutes right away. So I'm going to throw up my tighter side is my shorter side, which most of you will find in your side as well. Mine happens to be my left side, my left hip. I'm going to try to open that up as much as possible. I showed you in previous videos, I showed you the Frogger stretch, which will get to the groin a little bit. This is going to get the external. So you're going to prop your foot up on a bed or a table, whatever you can. Try to drive your knee down to the table. Once you get it down there, you're going to sink down into it, and you can pull your elbows across to intensify it. Again, you want to be smart about it. Don't sit there and crank down on it just because you think, oh, I'll stretch it more, I'll get rid of my sciatica. Sometimes it can inflame the sciatica because you're now pulling on that muscle, and as I pull on that muscle, I'm stretching it and tearing it down as if I'm doing a workout. So if I'm pulling and tearing and pulling and tearing, I'm going to obviously get blood coming in there to repair it. And the more blood I have in there, the thicker it's going to be. It's like doing bicep curls or anything you do, you get that nice pump. Same thing that happens with stretching, so you got to be aware of what you're doing. Just be cautious of it. But anyway, so you're here, getting a piriformis or a pigeon stretch. You can do it on the floor. Well, some people call it pigeon stretch in yoga. But we would just want to push down, again, slightly, and then just stay there, have a static hold. No ballistic, no bouncing or any of that type of stuff, just a static hold, okay? So that's your exercise of the day. If you haven't already, go ahead and like me on your Facebook. Subscribe to the YouTube, and if you have any questions, it's mobilityrx@gmail.com. I'll see you next time for the exercise of the day.